Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to my Premier League predictions for this week. Hopefully you do enjoy it. If you do, please hit the like button down below to show your support. So, we are going to get straight into this today, and the first game is a big one. So it's the early game today actually at 12:30. The kickoff is the Manchester derby, the first one between Pep and Mourinho, and that's what it's being sort of advertised as. Oh, Pep and Jose going at it once again like they did those years ago at Barca and Real Madrid. So that's probably going to take the limelight in this rather than the game itself, which may be very boring. Probably. Most of these games that are hyped up to be massive aren't that great. But obviously Aguero is suspended for this game, so it's going to make it a little bit more interesting for this one. So I've gone Man U to win. They're obviously at home. I've gone 2-1 because Man City's defence has not been good this season. Okay, now they have got Claudio Bravo in net. Will he make the difference? Only time will tell. But with Aguero not in the team, I know they've got Iheanacho up front, but he's just a massive, massive loss for them. So I think with that home advantage, Man U are going to win this 2-1. Then we move on to Arsenal versus Southampton. Arsenal, not the most amazing start in the world. Same with Southampton. Like, it's very hard to judge teams after 3 games, obviously. Like, some people will say, oh, this team have played so well so far, they're going to win the league. Like, okay, if they've won all 3, you can say that. But if a team has dropped a couple of points, you can't then just say, oh, they're terrible. They've been awful. So I think Arsenal, they've been okay. They've signed a couple of new players now as well in Lucas Perez and Mustafi, who could potentially play today. So I'm going to give them the victory in this one. And just Southampton, They've just not really done too much, have they, so far? But I would take a Nathan Redmond goal for my fantasy team. Then we move on to Bournemouth versus West Brom. I'm going to go West Brom to win this one just because, again, it's what Tony Pulis does. He goes away to teams like Bournemouth, gets a 1-0 victory, somehow scrapes a clean sheet, even though they're defending for the whole game. Rondon probably steals the 89th minute winner. It's just one of those things that happens. Then Burnley against Hull. So Hull, a surprise package so far this season. Burnley been okay. Andre Gray playing quite well. Vokes scoring a good goal against Liverpool as well in that 2-0 victory that they got before. So it's going to be an interesting one. Whether Hull can play like they have done the first couple of games is to be seen, obviously. But Burnley have been okay. Not incredible, but not awful. Like, beating Liverpool was a big, big win for them. So if they can sort of just play like they did in that game, then okay, they could do okay. So I'm going to go with them to win 2-1 because even though Hull have done okay so far, I just still can't see them keeping it up. So I'll go Burnley to win. Borough against Palace. Palace have just not been good at all. Okay, they did get Benteke. They also got Remy, but now he's injured for a couple of weeks or months, I think. So he's gone back to Chelsea for treatment. So that didn't really work out too well for them. So I'm going to go Borough because they've been okay. Ramirez, what's his name, Stuani, and Negredo doing okay so far. So go with a victory for Middlesbrough. Then we move on to Stoke versus Spurs. Stoke not really been incredible so far this season, but they've got the players now. They've also got Bonnie as well after signing him on deadline day. On loan. So they actually have a proper striker in their team now. So maybe they could do a little bit better. But I just don't really see them beating Spurs, to be honest with you. Spurs haven't been lighting the world on fire, but their team is solid. And also, now it's not August. So Harry Kane is allowed to score. It's just what he does. Throughout August, he's just bang average, but now he can start scoring. West Ham against Watford. I'm going to go West Ham to win this one. Apparently Payet is going to be starting, or he's ready to play, is what Bilic has said. So you've obviously got to have that as a big confidence boost for West Ham, having their star player back in their team. Watford have been okay. People like Capu doing decent so far, but I think West Ham, if they do have Payet, it's going to be a big, big boost for them, and I think that they will take the victory. Next, we move on to our game. I will be going to this. This could be a very, very long trip, this one. So, Liverpool against Leicester. Obviously, we've not been incredible so far. Liverpool have been great and also not great in the same season so far. So, like beating Barca 4-0, beating Arsenal 4-3, then losing to Burnley. It's not really made much sense for Liverpool, so it's going to be an interesting game. This is their first game at home this season. Obviously, their first 3 games were away because they were having the new tier built onto their stand. So it's going to be pretty cool to go to Anfield and experience that at their first home game with their new sort of upgraded ground. It's going to be a very good atmosphere. So obviously I hope that we win, but I just don't. I don't see it happening, to be honest with you. We've signed, obviously, a couple of players, and we're trying to build our team around these players and see how they can fit in. I still think we're experimenting a little bit too much, depending on whether we're going to play like Slimani, we've paid like 29 mil for. Is he going to jump straight into the team in Shinji's place or not? I have no idea. So I'm going to go Liverpool to win, because then I can only be surprised if anything good happens, I guess. I can't be disappointed because I predict that we'll lose. Next, we move on to Swansea versus Chelsea. Swansea did not look good against us in our last game at home. They just weren't. Okay, they did score with Leroy Fer. That was a decent header, but they just weren't a great team. Okay, the conditions didn't help. It was absolutely chucking it down, but I don't see them beating Chelsea, who have been pretty solid so far. I see like Diego Costa probably just scoring yet again, but they've been pretty decent, Chelsea. So I'm going to go with the biggest victory in my predictions this week of 3-0 to Chelsea. And then the final one, we go against Sunderland v Everton. Sunderland been okay, but again not incredible. But will Defoe just do something? I say this every single week because he's just the guy in their team that you can sort of count on to potentially cause some damage to the other team. The rest are okay, but you don't really see them threatening too much. Okay, now Januzaj maybe as well, but against Everton, okay team right now. They're sort of trying to fit together right now. Lukaku, they've got some really good fixtures, Everton. I think their next 4 games are pretty winnable, so they would really, really like to win this one and get on a roll and get some points on the board right now. So I'm going to go Everton to win this one 2-1. Okay, so those are my predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen this week? Leave them in the comments section down below. I'll see you guys maybe later or maybe tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a stream tonight because I'm going to get back pretty late from the Liverpool game, obviously. It will finish at like 7:30 and then it's at least 2.5 hours drive home. So I don't know if there will be a stream. Keep an eye out on my Twitter if you're not following me on there. The link will be in the description. See you guys later. Goodbye.